Toronto Pride wrapped up with its annual parade on Sunday, marking the end of Canada's first Pride Month. To take a closer look at how this year's Pride will be remembered, let's bring in Arshy Mann. He's a reporter for gay and lesbian news organization Daily Xtra, and he spoke with Justin Trudeau earlier this month, and is going to tell us more about that because, of course, the Prime Minister was making history there yesterday. Arshy, tell us more about Pride and what stood out for you. Was it the fact that we had a current Prime Minister marching in the Pride Parade?
Well, it was quite a dramatic Pride overall. I mean, not only did you have the Prime Minister there, you had the heads of all three levels of government, the Premier, the Prime Minister, and the Mayor. We'd never seen anything like that in Toronto. But what really stood out to me was Black Lives Matter interrupted the parade for 30 minutes, making a number of demands, shutting down the entire parade and bringing on a lot of reaction from people who were involved. It was quite a scene.
And when you say bringing on reaction, was it positive or negative? And do you feel that that organization kind of hijacked Pride for at least a short time?
I mean, they were the honored group this year during Pride, so I don't think it would be fair to say that they hijacked it at all. I mean, a lot of the reaction certainly has been negative, but a lot of the reaction to whatever Black Lives Matter Toronto does is often negative. And I think they would argue a lot of that is fueled sort of by racism or not understanding the issues that black folks and especially black LGBT people face. But essentially, I think what they would say is that they were bringing Pride back to its political roots. They were using a moment of maximum visibility, maximum leverage to push for greater openness and access for Black, Indigenous, non-white LGBT people, for them to have a greater place at the table during Pride, which has really become, the marquee event for Toronto's LGBT community.
How does the Pride festivities, the Pride Parade, reflect the culture of Toronto right now, 2016?
It's messy, which I think accurately reflects, the dynamism in our city, and it's contentious. Pride was a political event that was started in, most people trace its roots back to 1981 after the uprising to the bathhouse raids in which over 300 men were arrested by Toronto police. And so there's always this kind of push and pull between making it a place for sort of everybody, making it a place for celebration, but then also fighting for those in the LGBT community who are still marginalized, whether those are black folks, whether those are sex workers, trans folks. And you kind of always have these dynamics going on at Pride. And it becomes this very public way in which those politics get played out.
All right, Arshy Mann, good to see you. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Marcia.